both calls and emails both.
One with several pilots, you said.
Okay, we're gonna get started. Good evening. Welcome to the March 22nd workshop agenda. We're gonna jump straight in. Joanne.
Can we mark on the wall that both RJ and Trevor are here today at the same time?
I don't know how that happened.
Nor does he know what that means, but.
The first
No,
agenda
one
bill,
of them's
of course,
gone.
is the amendment to Resolution 926. Just to refresh your memory, it originally started out as repealing the resolution, and then there was a move to amend the current resolution because we are still committed to the revitalization of downtown, but also to the revitalization of the city as a whole. And Councilmember McDaniel has written the proposed amended resolution, so I'm here to see if you have any discussion.
And what's in here is what Jennifer,
Yes, sir.
Rewrote.
The underlined is new language, stricken is what she's recommending to strike out. So if there is not any questions or comments, this is what I'm going to forward to council as my recommendation. Now, what council does with that is their decision. Yes, sir.
Question, Joanne, have you heard anything more from Wes Hickey?
No, sir, I have heard nothing since his letter was read into the record at last council. I did, however, hear and forwarded an email from George Killian of Killian Pacific, who is in favor supporting amending this resolution.
The reason I ask is, after rereading his letter, I'm not clear what it is he's asking us to do, if anything. So I put in a call to him this afternoon, and I missed him. He's supposed to call me back tomorrow. It's
I'm
not
sorry.
clear what he's looking for.
I haven't heard anything more, and I read the letter as well. And I don't know what he's asking for, but he has expressed his opinion of a philosophy of downtown.
I found his economic analysis very interesting. And I found much to agree with him there. But I'm just very unclear on what it is he wants us to do.
Well, if additional comments come in, they will be part of the agenda bill that comes before you for April 5th meeting.
Okay?
So I have a question for you. As far as the reason for keeping this agenda bill in place, would you mind refreshing my memory as to why it would be very specifically important for us to keep this on the books?
It's more of a philosophy from staff and a few council members that it could send the message, if you repeal it, that you're not interested in downtown anymore. It could send that message, or that's not the intent of council, but it could be perceived that way. So amending it sends the message that we are still committed to downtown, but also the economic development of the city, citywide, not just downtown, so.
Right. What's interesting is that this amendment, which, I mean, I agree with adding the amendment language in there, by the way, because I think that it recognizes that if you're going to have development in the city, you can't pass up good opportunities, especially if it makes sense and if the zoning changes make sense with the neighborhood and the neighborhood's fine with it, then I think it makes a lot of sense. What's kind of interesting to me is that at this point, the resolution has been, I mean, because it has that added commercial development elsewhere within the city, it almost seems, if you want to put a fine point to it, like it's kind of a useless resolution at some point. And I can understand that if we're just happy with leaving it at that, then great. And if getting rid of the resolution would send the message that we're no longer interested in supporting these things, which we would be anyway, and I don't see any reason to oppose it necessarily. There's one change, by the way, that I think I only caught just a couple hours ago. That is on the last page. 5 is stricken out and 3 is put in place. I think it's supposed to be the other way around, but I'm not positive about that.
Like that.
Oh, is that? Oh,
That's
so,
correct. It's
3
so,
and 4
Yeah.
both
okay,
ways.
so I was just checking, so
Yeah,
4 is stricken
well,
out
that
above, okay.
4 you can't tell because of the way the
Okay,
formed.
I see, okay, got it. Okay.
I think Joanne's point is well taken after the last workshop, and certainly going into the last council meeting, there clearly wasn't, good consensus on exactly what to do with it, so I certainly commend Joanne and Molly Julie and Jennifer on, kind of creating a hybrid that says, yep, we're still interested there, because again, no matter how often we try to explain to folks what we were really trying to do, the message that came out on the headlines is that we're no longer concerned with downtown. So,
I can just make a comment, other than a couple of spelling errors. I think it's good for the city to maintain the spirit of the resolution. And the spirit of the original resolution was in support of the downtown revitalization. And considering that it's really, we've done a lot, but it's not complete, 100% complete. And the business owners that received, partial improvements, but not 100% improvements know that. And they see where the improvements started and they see kind of where they stopped. But I think that we definitely need to expand it. It was just an idea that I had to include the entire city rather than just limit it to the downtown. Like I said, it's maintaining the spirit of the resolution in my eyes, and that's how I see it. And letting the downtown business owners, not just one or two, but all of them know that we're not going to turn our backs on them.
any other questions for Joanne or Jennifer on the rewrite?
Okay, just a question to Paul. Paul, you did some excellent research on this, and you indicated that there was a section in 18-something or other that has the development goals for downtown still in it.
Chapter 1835 talks about the town center. And there are 3 parts to the town center. West Village, which is west of Washougal River Road, with a few exceptions. Some of the fronting businesses on Washougal River Road are in town center core. And East Village, which is east of
Around 24th.
24th, yeah.
Okay, all right, thank you.
But, yeah, it's 1835.
Got it, thanks.
Rod?
One of my comments at last council meeting was that I just didn't feel that we were all in consensus of this, and so I just wanted to say that I appreciate the 3 of you and your staff putting this together. And at least I think I'm hearing here tonight that we're at a consensus point that we can move on this thing. I just didn't want it to come out wrong. If we weren't under any pressure to get it done in a hurry, why push it through?
No, we certainly don't want to send the incorrect message.
Well, the other messages on the other end of it, the press puts it out a certain way. The press would certainly beat us up if we didn't bother to look at the rest of the city and something big came and we didn't look at that, and so we're going to get beat up there too. So I can't win that war.
So it'll be on next council, April 5th, for your final decision.
That's it? Nobody's gonna tear it apart and
No,
tell
in
me
fact,
what's wrong
I-
and what's right,
only
and
thing I have
it
to say
doesn't
is
flow, or this or
Thank
that
you,
or the other.
Jennifer, for all your great work.
Well, I know.
Knock on wood.
I don't think it was that far away Monday night. I just don't think we were all
Right.
on the same exact page, and then we really needed to get it.
Yeah. I'm just talking about the verbiage and how
Yeah.
it's designed.
Joanne, you might, just for grins, you might make sure and throw it past Don English to make sure that, we don't, I can't imagine that there's anything here that's gonna come in conflict with anything else that we've got that they may have written, but